going on? I've got the TactSuit here. Let me go ahead and pull it down. This is the TactSuit x40. I've got an unboxing video. I'll show you quick here. But I'm going to go through it. I'm going to explain some of the features of this, explain the setup of it, how easy it is to get connected once you have it set up, and the games that I'm playing with it. I've owned this for about 3-4 weeks now, and I've used it on my Twitch stream quite a bit, and I've used it off stream to play some games, which I'll talk about more in a moment. But again, this is the X40. There is an X16, which has 16 haptic points, 8 on the front, 8 on the back. This one has 20 on the front, 20 on the back. So without further ado, let's get into it, and let me tell you about my experience with the TactSuit x40 by Bhaptics. So again, here is my TactSuit. I've unzipped it, and I actually store mine on just a regular hanger. It has this nice loop in the back, so you can make sure it's not putting too much pressure on any one part of this TactSuit. But I put it on a hanger, and I hang it up on my cabinets behind me. And I just take it off the hanger, throw it on the side, obviously, and I slip it on. It is pretty tight. I have it on pretty tight because I want to have the haptic motors all really snug to me. I wear a flannel a lot, but you can see here when I put it on just how tight it is. There is some elastic give as well. There we go. So it is very tight, but there is some elastic give to it that really helps cinch it close to you. So here I am wearing it. It does feel very comfortable. It is a little heavy, and if I'm streaming with it and I'm talking a lot and I'm doing a very active game, I do get pretty sweaty wearing this. I find that after about an hour and a half, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to take it off. But it does add a lot of depth, a lot of immersion into the games that I'm playing. The ability to feel things like gunshots or punches within VR games is awesome. I've also used it a little bit with flat games like Valorant, and I was able to hear my shots and, feel the shots that I'm shooting and feel everyone else's shots, so it wasn't that helpful. It's not like I only got recoil from my shooting or I only got shots when I was hit by someone else. I just felt basically all of the audio-based feedback, which was really cool, but where it really shines is in the games it has support for that give you the specific feedback depending on where you're hit, mostly in VR games. So yeah, it's been a really cool suit to have. The most played game that I have with it is Pavlov. I think Pavlov, it adds a lot of good immersion to it. Being able to have that recoil every time you shoot a weapon, you've got the recoil right here, you feel it, it's really neat. And then being able to feel the explosions of a grenade or the gunshots hitting you in different locations, that's really cool too. It adds a lot to the game. One thing is, people ask all the time, does it hurt? Is it painful? No, it's not painful, but it is alarming. It is different to have a vibrate happen while you're playing a game where you aren't really used to it before, or you weren't prepared to be shot, and someone sneaks up on you and they get you, and you feel that as well. You feel the vibrate of it, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's very alarming to have happen, but it is, like I said, very immersive as well. What I want to see more is more support for this in more games, even if it's just based on some things in the game that happen often. So there's a certain audio frequency, like in Truck Simulator. I do Truck Simulator quite a bit. If I could just have it go based on the engine vibrating, I could feel the vibrate of the engine, but not necessarily the other game sounds like honks or people talking over voice chat. That would be great. Being able to have that specific vibration for like the truck motor, I think that'd be cool. Or racing games, you could feel the vibrate of the car while you're in a racing game. I think that'd be really cool. I've not tried it yet in those with the audio-based feedback, but I imagine it would work okay, but I'd like to see more native support of that. There's a ton of games that are coming out more with this TactSuit that have support for it, and they just keep coming out with more and more, so I think it's awesome. I think it's moving in the right direction. And for $500 for this specific model, do I say it's worth it? Well, if you're playing a lot of VR and you want to get that little extra immersion in the game, then yes, I'd say it's worth it. If you're playing competitively and you want to have that little edge of knowing where you got shot from, if you're able to react fast enough, then yes, I'd say it's worth it. If you casually play VR, if you're not, really, really into the hobby, I don't know that I could justify spending $300 or the $500 on the 40 model. I don't know if it's necessarily worth it just for your everyday interactions. But if you're really, really into virtual reality and it's something you spend tons and tons of time in, I do think it's worth it, and I do think it's an excellent product. It works exactly as expected, and it's very, very simple to get set up. If I were to set this up right now, if I wanted to use it in a VR game, I have a Bluetooth dongle plugged in. I had to make sure that that dongle is visible, directly visible to this suit. So I had to not put it in the back of my computer, but put it on like an extension cord off on the side. And as soon as I turn it on, it'll connect to my computer. I make sure I've got the program running, which is the Bhaptics player. And it works. If the game has native support, it just connects to it. Pavlov is one of those games. Never have to worry about setting it up. I just connect it, and boom, I've got the haptic vibration through the game. There are games that have mods, things like Boneworks, Skyrim. Oh, that is cool. Holy moly, it's coming down. That is some intense rain. It's like a thunderstorm. Half-Life Alyx, those are ones that I've tried, and it has worked very well with those games. Installing the mod did take some time, but it wasn't too bad. Once I got it set up again, no issue. You just run it, and it runs perfectly fine. Blade and Sorcery is another one where I had to install a mod, but once it was installed, it works without an issue. You run the game, it runs the mod, and you've got the haptic suit support. Blade and Sorcery adds quite a bit when using this as well. Being able to take a sword off your back and put it on your back and feel it go into its holster, or if you get hit, you feel that vibrate, which is really cool. So do I recommend it? If you got the money to spend and you're really looking to have that extra layer of immersion, yes, I recommend it. But if you're just casually playing VR games, I can't say that I recommend this. It is still pretty expensive, and there's still more games, I think, that can natively support it before it truly becomes a must-buy, in my opinion. If you have any questions on this, please let me know. If you want to see more footage of me using the haptic suit, I do use it on Twitch stream pretty often. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Central, but I can make more YouTube videos on this as well. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. I already went up this way, though, didn't I? I feel like I did. You love seeing the haptic suit. Okay, awesome. I'm glad you got that. I got that feedback. Thank you. Thank you, Sid. I wasn't sure if it'd be annoying or not.